Can everybody hear me? Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Awesome. So
Good
you are
afternoon.
hearing me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome officially to the Steps to Financial Freedom Masterclass. I'm Phelisa and I'm like so excited to meet all of you who have signed up and are here right now. I know some persons are going to be late, but I warned you guys that we have 106 persons who registered. When I checked, it was 108. So I really want everybody to come on, or at least to get this opportunity. But I'm just so happy that you are early. And as promised, we're actually going to be starting on time. We are a little about 4 minutes behind, but we're going to get straight to it. So welcome, welcome. I hope that you are doing good. I see the messages in the chat. Definitely love to see it. The chat is open, so keep those messages coming in if you want to say good afternoon, of course. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces, that makes me happy. And of course, some new faces who we will actually get to meet in a few. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Someone said they're not hearing anything. Okay, leave and rejoin. That works perfect. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so good to have you. As I was saying earlier, I'm Phelisa Ricketts-Graham, and I'm the Purpose Finder Strategist, the CEO of the Purpose Finder Club, and I help entrepreneurs to actually start and grow successful online businesses. My first business is actually a full-time online school, Western STEM Academy. So those who came in earlier, you probably saw the logo because I'm using Western STEM Zoom account. All right. So that's my first business. And I've learned so much, being a part of Western STEM. And the main thing I learned is that as an entrepreneur, you always need support. And that's why I started this second business, the Purpose Finder Club, which helps entrepreneurs to actually grow their businesses. So welcome, and I'm so excited to get to meet all of you who are here. All right. So just a little background information in terms of what the Purpose Finder Club is all about. It's an online coaching and community support for entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs who want to increase their income and their impact online. So if you are a current entrepreneur, you're in the right place. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you are in the right place. So we're just going to do a quick check before I get to know you. Let's use the reaction button to raise your hand if you are a current entrepreneur. Are you a current entrepreneur? Okay, I see some hands.
Yeah.
All right, let's mute our microphones if we're not speaking to each other.
Over it most of the time.
All right, I'll mute everybody until we need you, okay?
Holy man, we should sit here. So may ask you? May ask?
Okay. I don't want to mute everyone because I like the interaction, but if you're not speaking to us, then just mute your microphone until you're speaking to us, okay? So let's fix that. Okay, so that's fixed. So raise your hand if you are a current entrepreneur. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands so far. Raise your hand if you are a current entrepreneur. Current entrepreneurs, all right. And raise your hand, well, lower your hand if you're a current entrepreneur, no. Raise your hand if you are an aspiring entrepreneur. So you're not yet an entrepreneur, but you really want to have your own business. You want to actually achieve financial freedom this year. Raise those hands. All right. So I'm seeing the hands. We have more persons who are aspiring entrepreneurs. I like that. Nice. Keep those hands going. Keep those hands.
Good evening. My hand is a little
can't raise it at this moment, but I am an aspiring entrepreneur as well.
Awesome. And who was that?
Crystal Hall.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. I love that. So for those persons who are on Zoom, you can actually go ahead and use that raise hand feature. I think it's in the reactions. You see something called reactions, and then you'll click that, and then you'll click raise hand, and it will allow you to raise your hand. Great. So now that we know who is in the room, we're going to get to know each other on a more personal note. So for those current entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, we want to get to know you a bit. So I'll allow you about a minute to just go ahead and introduce yourself. Like, this is always my favorite part of any session, because networking is like your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and trust me, those current entrepreneurs, your next client might be right here in the room. And for my aspiring entrepreneurs, your next client, when you actually start your business, might be right here in the room. So I'll allow about 4 persons to go ahead and introduce yourself in a minute. So let's go. Who is gonna go first?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. My name is
Yes.
Sham. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you. You
Yes,
were saying
we hear
okay,
it.
Sham. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm at work. That's all. All right. So my name is Sham. I'm the owner of Sham Press. What I do is that we sell craft supplies from the materials straight down to, if you want to go ahead and get your stuff crafted, we can do that as well.
Tell me a little more about the things that you actually craft.
Sure. So in the selling, I'm basically a supplier. So I do sell vinyls. I do sell the Cricut machine, Eat Press machine, sublimation printers. I sell the sublimation materials to do sublimation as well. If it's a case that you want to have stuff printed on a t-shirt, we do go ahead and do that as well. Cups, you name it, we can have it done for you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
I see 2 hands, Antoinette and Casey-Ann. So we'll take 2 persons, and then we'll take Cleopatra. And then everybody else can just go ahead and use up the chat. Feel free to drop your Instagram handles as well. We will follow each other. Okay? So go ahead, Casey-Ann, and
Hi.
go ahead.
I'm not sure if you're hearing me.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Hi, I'm Casey, and just great to see what it's all about. Definitely looking for something outside of work. I'm at work, so I'm speaking really low. But yeah, not just here to see what it's all about.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And thank you for sharing. Now, the next person, I think that was Cleopatra.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My name is Cleopatra, and I am the founder and CEO of Skin and Coils. Skin and Coils is a company that produces quality handmade hair and skincare products. At this time, we produce satin-based products to helping protecting your hair and skin. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for that. So I see one, we took Casey and just no. So we are going to take just 1 more, and then everybody else will just use the chat. Okay. So Nastasia, I see your hand.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Nastasia. I am the CEO of Be Intentional. That's a Christ-based business. That's a Christ-based casual wear brand. So currently we offer t-shirts with motivational speeches, as well as anything that has to do with Christ. You can find us on Instagram at Be Intentional, spelled BENTNTIONAL. That's intentional without the E.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. So everybody else, I just want you to go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. Of course, there will be opportunities for you to introduce yourself as we go throughout this session, but because we're keeping it tight, then that's why we're going to do it like that. So welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. This is the Steps to Financial Freedom Masterclass. Just in case you are meeting me for the first time, I am Phelisa Graham. I am the CEO of the Purpose Finder Club. My first business is actually Western STEM Academy. So I'm the founder and managing director of Western STEM Academy, the CEO of the Purpose Finder Club. I started my first business simply because I had a passion for what I was doing. I had a passion for education, and I just wasn't finding my worth. I wasn't finding myself. I felt stuck in the classroom, but then I stayed because, I'm comfortable. It's a 9 to 5. It's a teaching job. And then after working in the public school for a while, I got a job in the private school where, of course, they were paying me more. That was exciting. I was getting enough money. I could buy my dream car, still comfortable. No one was called for more. Wasn't happy on the inside, but I stayed because why not? It's the thing to do. You go to school and then you have a job. Duh, that's obvious. But then in the middle of the pandemic, they gave me a letter to say that, Phil, that's it. We don't need your services anymore. Of course, heartbroken, like, what am I gonna do right now? And then I decided that, you know what? I'm going to use my skills to do something worthwhile. So I started offering classes, and from classes, that turned out into a full-time school. And I realized that there are so many myths regarding entrepreneurship, regarding financial freedom. Whenever I spoke to persons, it was as if money is a crime, like it's something bad to actually earn money. And it wasn't something that we were talking about openly. Money, your purpose, what should you be doing? Because believe it or not, money plays an important part in our lives, in the quality of lives that we live. And I can tell you that firsthand because truth be told, I grew up in abject poverty. My father died when I was 7. My mother developed a mental illness. I was hopeless as a young girl. As a teenager, when I wanted the basic things of life, I looked in the wrong directions. So I started having relationships as a teenager, unhealthy relationships, just to actually make it through, just to survive. So I can tell you firsthand that money is very, very important, and don't let anybody tell you that anything is wrong with using your skills to achieve financial freedom, breaking generational curses. Right? So I'm going to be muting everybody until I said that before, but I didn't because I really don't like to do it. But I'm going to just have to do it, okay? Okay, so I did it. So that's why we're here. We're here because 2022 is here, and so many of you have decided that, guess what? This is my last year living paycheck to paycheck. But of course, we say it, and sometimes we're really not clear on what we're doing. So I am not telling you that I have all the answers, but I have a system in place that has been helping my clients, and I really want to share it with you. This is my first free session for 2022, and it's probably going to be my last because as simple as it looks, it took a lot of time. And this year I have some serious goals and I just will not have that time. So thank you for sharing your time with me, because I know it's taking a lot out of you to be here. Some of you are literally at work now, but you're here. So I want you to know that I am grateful that you're going to be spending your next 45 minutes with me. So now that we have gotten to know most persons so far, and we're still going to know more persons in the chat, we are going to go straight into things. Now, are you ready for financial freedom? You have to be ready. Like, financial freedom is something that you have to have the mindset that it's okay to earn. It is okay to have money. It is okay to build wealth. It is okay. It's not just for some persons with any specific last name. Whatever your last name is, whether Nelson, whether Ricketts, whether Parkins, whatever your last name is, it is okay for you to have financial freedom. Financial freedom, simple to me, is the ability to actually have happiness, Happiness in terms of you're able to afford the things that you want whenever you want. You're able to have enough time with your families because you're financially free. Have enough money to give your family the basic things that they need, and have enough money to live a life that you are happy with. That's what I think financial freedom is. I want you to go ahead and type in the chat, what does financial freedom mean to you? Because to every person, financial freedom is different. So go ahead and type in the chat, what does financial freedom mean to you? What is it? What is this financial freedom that we're talking about in 2022? I'm going to be reading some of the responses before I share the 10 steps that I've put together, 10 steps to financial freedom. If at any point you cannot hear me, you just indicate in the chat and I'll definitely check that out. All right, so for Kasian, it's just time for me. And for Miss Lee, it's being able to afford my lifestyle. For Tanika, it means the ability to enjoy life's pleasures. Tamara's iPhone, financial freedom, being able to afford the things that I want. And for Cham, it's being able to afford the lifestyle I deserve. I love that. For Bright Start Learning Center, it's the time. Financial freedom to me is being able to enjoy life before 65 years old. I am with you on that one. For Renee, it's the ability to afford what I want, being debt-free. For Shasha, it's the financial freedom is having ability to enjoy life at my time and lifestyle I deserve. For Lorian, hey Lorian, it's the ability to be independent and stress-free, sorry. And for Aisha Johnson Haynes, it's not having to depend on my paycheck to be happy and enjoy life, not just exist, but to truly live. Keep those responses coming. I love these responses so much because they resonate with my vision for financial freedom for women in 2022. That's my vision. Like, I believe that us as women and men, I'm so sorry if I say women only. I mean women and men, believe me, I really do. I believe that as a people, we deserve the ability. We actually should be in control of our time. Like, I always share the story of what really triggered me. And I knew I should have left that job, but I didn't leave. And I'm not telling anybody to leave their job, no. I knew I should have left that job, but I stayed. Like, there was a point in 2 years ago now where I started getting so sick. My eyes were like blurry. I could hardly see anything, like worse than how I can't see anything now, because I use my glasses, as you see. But at that time, I just couldn't see anything at all. And I was so sick where I was almost admitted in the hospital. And I wrote a letter to my employer and I was like, Miss, I am really not well and I am almost admitted in the hospital. I am just, rebellious. So I don't want to stay in the hospital. So I asked to go home, but I was supposed to be admitted. And my employer wrote me a letter to say, I'm sorry, but they can't give me that at this time. And I'm like, what should I do? I should turn up to work like this, like that's just crazy. So that was crazy for me. And I realized, to be honest, that although I think that I'm independent, I am really not in control of my own time. Anyways, girls still stayed because girls stubborn until I just had to leave because my time came. And so many of us are in situations like this where we're not in control of our own time. We are owned by our bosses. We are owned by other persons. Like, persons usually say, whoever pays you owns you. And that's why I always tell my clients, try to earn your own money, whatever it is, no matter how small it is, earn your own money. You can have additional streams of income while having a full-time job, or actually while going to school. You can have that because one source of income is too close to poverty. If you have one source of income, anything can happen and you have to stop that source of income or it stops on you, and then what next? You're just in poverty. So we have to actually get a grip of that for 2022. So Rohan Powell said it's the ability to be debt-free by 2023 and kickstart my business venture. I love that. And welcome, of course, Rohan. It's so good to have you. I am going to be allowing a few more persons just to share. So you can go ahead and keep sharing in the chat. And of course, I'll allow you to unmute at intervals because I like interaction. I don't really like the silence, but because we have different backgrounds going on, I'm going to keep it like this. But I love to hear your voices. Right. Now, steps to financial freedom. I'm going to be sharing 10 simple steps that can take you to financial freedom. I promise you that if you put these steps into place, it will take you from where you are now to at least one step closer to your dream of achieving that financial freedom that you desire and deserve. It is so close. You just have to look at one of these steps, just one, and think about how you can apply that step to your life to achieve that financial freedom. Now, first one, step out of your comfort zone. Success cannot be achieved in your comfort zone. I'm going to say it one more time. Step out of your comfort zone. Like so many times we get comfortable. I told you my story earlier that although I was unhappy internally because I didn't have time for myself. I had to be making time just to go to the doctor, just to go to the hospital, not to mention special events. Like I remember when I was about to get engaged, of course, I didn't know that I was gonna get engaged. I almost missed that opportunity because I had to write a letter to my employer for a little time off from work. And of course it was denied. So we had to use the Jamaican route just to get a day off work. And I looked at it and I'm like, wow, you're really not in control of your own time. So that's what success really is all about. If you want financial freedom, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to. You cannot be comfortable. It is the norm for you to go to school, for you to leave school and then just have a job. That is the norm. That is the comfort zone for so many persons. But if you want financial freedom, I can assure you, I can promise you that savings alone will not get you there. You have to do some sort of investment, which is going to make you uncomfortable. This investment could be investment in the stock market, or it could be investment in yourself. And although I love the stock market dearly, I just started, trading last year, but I believe 100% that investment in yourself, it pays the biggest returns. Investing in yourself, in your business, there is nothing like that. Because with all the other investments, there is a limit. Even with your job, there is a limit on how much money you can earn. Even if your employer promises you bonus or promises you any increase, there is a cap on the amount of money that you can earn. But with your own business, it is very simple for you to earn all of that money that you usually get paid in a month in a simple day and in a single day. And that's something that I can guarantee you, because that's something that I've done personally, and that's something that my clients have also done. You will see some more results from my clients as we go throughout this presentation. Now I see more results coming in, or more answers. Lorian said, whoever pays you owns you. And yes, whoever pays you owns you. Like, no matter how independent you feel, you can't just get up and decide that you're gonna do your own thing today, because you have somebody to answer to. And of course, nothing is wrong with that as a start, but that cannot be all you do until you are 65. I am so sorry. I have employees too, and trust me, like, I invited them to this session because I really believe that you have to have something for yourself. So clearly, I don't expect my employees to stay with me until they're 65. I expect them to do something. I expect them to actually get additional sources of income. And I am that I am that employer who is going to go ahead and tell you that I'm supporting your dreams. If you want to start a business, I will offer you business coaching sessions. I will do that for you because I know firsthand that whoever pays, well, I don't own them, but whoever pays you usually owns you, and you have to have additional streams of income. Right? So let's see. Kimberly said investing in yourself is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And that is so, so true. No, that's the first step to get you outside of your comfort zone. Outside of your comfort zone. Like, you can't be comfortable and expect that you're going to be successful. You can't do the same things that you did last year and expect that you're gonna be financially free this year. It just will not work. It will not work. So in my first year after I left college, I taught in a public school. That was public school. And when I started, they were paying me like probably 60 something thousand dollars per month. And of course I was frustrated. So that's when I actually sought other opportunities and found myself in private school, which was better. And then, of course, the money was there, but then the happiness wasn't there. And that's when I found my other business. So now I can tell you that since probably 4 years after leaving college, I've worked in 4 different places because I don't subscribe to the notion that I must just stay here. Like, I must watch what's on my resume. Like, am I stable in this job? Like, no, I am always searching for better. And if this is not my best, then best believe that I'm walking through that door, because you have to find yourself. You have to find success for yourself. And I feel like I'm talking too much. So I'm going to go to step 2, and then I'm going to allow some persons to just open the floor and, of course, speak to me. So now step 2, step into your purpose. There's so many of you who are in positions, who are in jobs, who are in certain circumstances. That's not your purpose. Like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And you know because you are uncomfortable. You know because you are here looking for ways that you can find financial freedom. So you need to think about what your purpose is. What is it that truly, 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 truly makes you happy? And you need to go after that. Some of you, yes, you are in jobs, but you know that there is something else that you really want to do. You've been wanting to start your business for the past 2 to 5 years, but you have not made any single move towards it. Some of you are entrepreneurs and your business has been performing at the same level for a while. Now it's time for you to step into your purpose. There's so much more that you can give from yourself and from your business, and to actually bring you closer to financial freedom. So the second thing that you have to do is to step into your purpose. Very, 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 very important. So I'm reading the messages. And I'm going to ask 2 persons, do you believe that you are walking in your purpose right now? So raise your hand and I'll go ahead and allow you to unmute, and you tell me, are you walking in your purpose right now? So I'll allow the persons who have their hands up to unmute. Are you walking in your purpose right now? So I see 3 hands. Let me know if that's for this segment or it was from the earlier segment. So I see Nastasia, Kimberly, and Casey. Nastasia, is from this segment or the previous segment?
This segment.
Okay, go ahead. Are you walking in your purpose right now?
Yes, I truly believe I am walking in my purpose right now. The passion that I have for what I do, bringing with the purpose behind my business, bringing lives and attention to Christ, as well as motivating others to be intentional with the same thing that we're talking about right now, walking in their purpose. So yes, I know without a doubt that I am walking in my purpose right now.
I love that. Was there ever a time, Nastasia, that you were not walking in your purpose and you felt uncomfortable?
Oh yes, most definitely. not too long ago, as a matter of fact, maybe a year or less. I started in September. So yeah, a year or less. I like feeling lost, that feeling of knowing, just live. I wouldn't even say living, just existing and wondering, what am I here for? I know that I am supposed to be doing something. This really can't be it. Wondering what you're supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be doing, what am I missing? And then going through a whole total life change and finding this thing that I feel so passionate about right now. I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I can motivate others. I feel like I can help others to relate to certain things. It's really a good feeling. It's a great feeling. The emptiness is no longer there. I now have something to direct my time. And yes, I do still have a 9 to 5, but my 9 to 5 is like, it's helping me with my business right now. If I'm working my 9 to 5, I just want to leave to come home to work on my business. So yes, I know that I'm walking in my purpose. I can't wait to see my business grow and blow up. I can't wait to start building a community. I have a huge community, I should say, because I have a few persons, but there is room for growth. There's a lot of room for growth.
Definitely. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. I love that. I love this for you. I love how you found what you're supposed to be doing. And I also love the fact that you're using your 9 to 5 to actually fuel your business. I'm going to allow somebody else to share. Kimberly Ann, Mrs. Bonner.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Um, yes, I believe at this point in time that I am walking in my purpose. And the reason I can say that it has to do with the feedback that I would have been getting from persons. I have not skyrocketed to where I am going as yet, but I am in the building phase, and thus far it has been fulfilling. Knowing that what I really do, well, for everyone to know is I am basically starting the multi-figure wives club. And as it says multi-figure, I'm speaking about that professional woman in relationship, whether engaged to be married or married. And it's basically to help you, us as women actually, to reach that multi-figure success in our relationships as we would want in our businesses. Thus far, I have been reaping results and such the like. And one of my biggest thus far actually was this morning. This
Wow.
morning I was featured to be interviewed. I'm in Jamaica and I was featured to be interviewed in from a radio station in Antigua to speak about what I am about to do. So, that feeling, those goosebumps and all of that stuff actually started kicking in to know that somebody really is looking out for that. And so, yes, I am getting to where I should be long time.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you for sharing, Mrs. Bonner. Like, I am so excited. You were telling me, and I got super excited. For those who don't know, Mrs. Bonner and I have been working since last year. Like, when she shared that business idea with me, I got super, super excited because I know it's such a business that is needed. I don't even call it a business. I call it a movement that is needed. I'm not going to tell you all about it. You just need to go and follow her, of course, share those handles in the chat and follow and support each other, because trust me, they're powerful women and men within this group. So thank you for sharing that, Mrs. Bonner. And then I'm going to take one more person whose hand was up earlier. So let me check. Who am I missing? Was it Lorian? Lorian. Are you walking?
Yes, Miss, I recently, are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, okay. I recently raised my hand. I don't think I'm walking into my purpose, but I hope that I will like really soon because I just feel as if time is running out. That's just how I feel.
I totally get what you mean. And I'm so happy that you reached out. And I can promise you that we're going to work together. And by the next 3 months, you shouldn't have that feeling. Like for the next 3 months, we shouldn't have that feeling. And you know what I really admire? The fact that at such a young age, you feel like time is running out. Because there are so many times that we get complacent and we're like, we have time. But I want you to know that you don't have so much time. The only time that you have is now. So you have to make the best of the opportunities that you have right now. So we're going to be working together on that. Thank you very much and welcome. For those who didn't get a chance to
Yes,
share
miss.
just yet, somebody was going to say, yes, go ahead, darling.
No, miss, I'm just saying yes. I
Oh,
agree
okay.
to what you're saying. Yes, miss.
Okay, perfect. Now, the next thing that you need to do if you really want to achieve financial freedom is you have to step into your why. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What is going to motivate you? Because I can promise you that when you are achieving financial freedom, for those who want to start their businesses, it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be smooth sailing, but I can promise you that it's going to be rewarding. For those two persons who already have businesses that shared earlier, you heard it from them that they feel as if they're walking within their purpose. So when you know your why, your when, your what, and your how becomes clearer. So you have to know, why are you doing this? For me, I had to do this. Like, I just could not settle with an average life where I was just taking home by that time probably 100 or $200,000 per month. I couldn't settle with that. Not just even because of the money, but even the impact. I felt as if the impact that I want to create I wasn't offering that of myself. Like I told you, like I grew up dirt poor. I grew up in depression. I grew up in hopelessness. And I felt like I had a story bottled up within me and I wasn't being offered that opportunity. I felt as if the classroom was holding me back, like there was just something over my head, pushing me down and just stifling me every single day that I go to work. But now I feel as if I am living my purpose. I can have these sessions, meet powerful men and women just like you on platforms like this. I recently got 2 invitations to let's just say wonderful resorts to do 2 workshops for them in terms of training their staff, training their supervisors. And those are the things that I feel like are my purpose. When I look at the impact that my school has and my coaching business has, I'm like, whoa, what if I'd allowed fear to hold me back and did not go after what I really wanted to do? And I want to just plug that in right here for you, that do not allow fear to hold you back. So yes, you want to have a multi-figure wives club. Do not allow fear to ever come to you and tell you that you can't have that. Of course you can, and you will have it. Nastasia, Lorian, Wiltech, all the persons who are in this room, whatever your dreams are, you can achieve it. Financial freedom, we're going to go to the amount of money that you want to make per month soon, but we're not there yet. But whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it. You just have to know, why do you want to achieve it? And once you know why you want to do it, then trust me, your lives are going to become so much better. So you might not want to share it because for some persons, your why is personal, but if you can go ahead and share it in the chat. And if you cannot, you don't feel comfortable sharing it publicly, I want you to take a piece of paper, have your paper by the way, and you're going to write down, why is it that you want financial freedom? So you're going to go ahead, I'll probably give you 30 seconds to write it. I'm going to move just the same, but I want you to 30 seconds and write down, why is it that you want financial freedom? It is so important. And while you write why you want financial freedom, The next step that you have to take if you want to achieve financial freedom is that you have to step into your vision for your life, not your husband's vision or your wife's vision, not your children's vision or your parents' vision, but what is your vision for your life? What are the goals that you have for your life? What are your monthly financial goals? What is it that you see yourself doing? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you plan to work until you're 65 and then retire and then regret not taking a chance on yourself? Is that your vision for your life? Like, I want you to go ahead and write on your vision. And whatever your vision is, I'm stressing this point because so many times we allow external factors to influence our vision, to influence the path that we take. Like, I remember when I was leaving high school and I was about to go to college. No, my story was featured in the Gleaner when I was in grade 11 transitioning to college. And so many, like, what was the title? A 17, I don't remember, but yes, they were essentially saying that a 17-year-old girl, her faith in the face of adversity. And that story was featured, and so many persons came on board and actually gave me grants, gave me scholarships to go to teachers college because I wanted to become a teacher at that time. And although I was a very, very brilliant student, there were persons who were like, "You're too bright to become teacher." And I'm like, what? How can you say that? And I didn't allow that to actually affect the vision that I have for life. Those persons wanted me to go to medical school and everything. And of course, it feels nice to go to medical school because, but that was not the vision that I had for my life. That was not what I was supposed to do, because maybe if I had gone to medical school, my focus would have been different. I wouldn't be thinking about starting a school or starting a coaching business. So actually going to teachers college was my vision. Like, I wasn't supposed to go to UE or UTech. I was supposed to go to teachers college. So if you are supposed to go to UE, if you are supposed to work at the radio station, if you are supposed to work at the TVJ or at CVM, that is a part of your vision. It's going to help you for if you're actually planning to start a business. Those skills can help you to actually achieve financial freedom. The people that you are going to meet that to help you to achieve the goals that you will achieve. All those things will help you and put your life together where you can walk in your purpose so that you can increase your impact and increase your income. So I want you to answer those questions on your piece of paper as you go along. What's your monthly financial goal? How much money do you want to earn per month? Do you want to earn $200,000, $100,000, $500,000? Write it down. Like, how much money do you need to earn per month? What is it that you see yourself doing in the next 5 to 10 years? What are you going to be doing with your life? Do you plan to work until 65, then retire, and then regret not taking a chance on yourself? I was very careful in wording this because some of us are actually called for that. Some of us were actually called to work until 65 in a company, but that does not mean that you cannot use your skills to earn you some money so that you can have enough money for yourself, so that you can still choose when you work if you're still going to continue to work for people. Because I can tell you that entrepreneurship is still not for everyone. There are some of us who simply do not have that desire. We are okay with working for somebody else and allowing them to actually pay us, but that should not be your only source of income. Like, no matter how you feel about that, you must have additional streams of income. So whatever your skills are, you are going to think about them today, which is coming up soon, and you're going to think about how you can monetize those to achieve financial freedom. So go ahead, you can probably take screenshots. The recording will be available, and then we're going to skip to the next slide. Now, step 5. If you're serious about financial freedom, you have to step into your skills. What are you good at? What do people generally come to you for advice on? What is it that your employer pays you to do? What are the things that you would do all day, even if you are not getting paid? These are the skills that you can monetize, which will allow you to increase your income. Whenever I'm having conversations about money, about financial freedom, I always tell persons, you cannot save your way to wealth. You have to invest. Yes, I believe in budgeting, which I'm very bad at, by the way, if my is on. I am not the best at budgeting, but I know that sometimes when you are budgeting and things are not falling into place, it simply means that you need to do two things. You need to either spend less or earn more. I am not the best at spending less. I can tell you that. I can be real with you, but I believe that you should earn more. Think about ways that you can earn more. Like there are 365 days in a year. It is not okay to only get paid outside or only 12 days outside of the 365. Let's do a little calculation. If you get paid only 12 days for those who get paid once per month, which I used to, by the way, if you get paid 12 days out of 365 days, what percentage is that? You are just getting paid 3.28% of the year, which is to me, it's nonsensical because you are spending every single day. There's not a single day that you can live within this country and not spend. Even if you say, you know what, I'm not going on the road to hang out with Lorian today to buy anything at the restaurant, you're still spending by virtue of being home. You're going to be using electricity and JPS not sleeping. You're going to be using the water and the water commission not sleeping. You're using the refrigerator. You're eating food. Whatever you're doing, you are actually using some sort of money. Your expenses are increasing, but there you are not earning any more money than the one time that you're getting paid per month. But then you have to spend money for the 365 days. To me, that's nonsensical. You have to think about ways that you can earn something else to increase your earnings to at least 2 times or 3 times or 4 times. And of course, on a good month, at least earning 20 to 30 days per month. I know that you can earn every day of the month. What you really need to do is to think about your skills. What are you good at? What do people generally come to you for advice on? What is it that your employer pays you to do? What are the things that you would do all day, even if you are not getting paid? And before I move to the next one, I must tell you, do not overcomplicate this process. It is very, very simple. No matter what skills you think about, you can do it enough so that somebody else will want to actually pay you for that, no matter what it is. My first business, as I told you before, it's a school. And how did that come about? It came about because I could teach the sciences. So I started tutoring science subjects. And it was that simple. And that business bloomed into something else. My next business, which is coaching, that came about because I like social media. I like to be on Instagram. I would be on Instagram 20 out of 24 hours and I don't feel any way. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to monetize my Instagram account. And that's what I did. My Instagram accounts alone in 2021 were able to earn me 7 figures. So they were actually able to earn me more than $1 million just by being on Instagram. And of course, I can tell you how to do that in the Purpose Finder Gold Club, which you will hear more, of course, towards the end of this. But those are the things that you have to think about. What is it that you would do all day and you don't feel anyway? Like I would talk to you all night and I don't feel anyway, but I know that you have to leave. So I'm trying to pack this session into 1 hour. And if this were a regular day, this session that you're getting would be $25,000 minimum. So these are the things that you can think about. How can you earn from them, right? Now, next one. Of course, if you have questions, I'm going to open for that. Step 6, you have to step into people's problems. People have so many problems. What is it? What kind of problems do people have that you can help them to solve and you can actually earn from that? And I just thought about this idea because I've been following this girl on TikTok, and I'm going to show you how simple ideas, how some ideas that you would never even think about can become. Oh, I need to plug this in. Some ideas that you wouldn't even think about can actually become 7-figure businesses. Like this girl that I follow on TikTok, she has a period business. Like who would even think that? Like we're not even comfortable enough sometimes to even talk about period, and she has a period business where I think she gives people advice on period, and she also sells, she eventually turns that into selling period products, not just menstrual pads, but other products that persons can use during menstruation. So these, I just thought about that one because it popped up into my head. But whatever problems people have, you can help persons to actually solve that problem and charge them for that. So while I go for my charger, I'm going to allow you a minute to think about at least one problem that somebody has that you can help them to solve and charge them for it. I'll give you some in the meantime. We're in the online space where persons want websites, persons want posters, persons want presentations, graphic designing skills. People want persons to promote things for them. People want so many things. People want somebody to listen to them. People want relationship advice, as Mrs. Bonner said earlier. People want pretty shirts. People want clothes to wear. What is it that, what are some of the problems that people have that you can actually help them to solve and make money from that? I want you to think about one thing, and I'll just grab my charger and be right back. All right, so we're going to catch up with the chat while you think about at least one thing, one problem that you can solve for someone and make money from it. Oh, you weren't hearing because I stepped away, little things matter. Hey, Shanora. I stepped away from my charger. So Sham said that's what she did with her Instagram as well. Annette said, I've recently made a few videos on menstrual cycle and shared my experience and gave tips on what I have done to enjoy happier periods. Whoa, like, look at that. And of course, that's something that you can monetize, like, because it's a problem that people have. And the thing about that, that's a monthly problem. And there are millions of persons who have that problem. So can you imagine you're solving that problem for one person? And that's just one example that I really randomly thought about. O'Shane said, repair computers and listening ear. So he repairs computers. You know how many persons' computers are going crazy right now? And the thing about it is we can't just willingly get up and say, you know what, I'm buying a new computer. It's something that takes a lot of money to buy a new one. So if you're able to offer services to fix them, then of course people like to actually have somebody to listen to. All right. Shawnette said registering a sole trader business online. I think that's your vision for this year, or that's what you're good at. Tell me, give me more information. Renee said teaching gift can be monetized. Yes, sis. And I promise you that you can make more money teaching privately than you will ever make in a government or a private school. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Like, I have a client who is a teacher, and we know that teacher salary, I'm just gonna say under $200,000. I'm just using that because I don't really want to disclose anybody's salary. So let's say teachers make under $200,000 per month. That client that I have, she's actually able to use 12 students. She has 12 students, and then her income is like $250,000 from just those 12 students. And she literally teaches them probably 2 to 3 hours per week. So you can actually skyrocket your income using the same skills that I keep mixing up these words, the same skills that your employer is paying you to actually execute. Bright Start say teaching persons how to read. Wow, 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 wow. I love that. Tracy Ann said helping persons to get out of domestic violence alive. Like, I felt that one to my core. I felt that one. Will Tech said repair computers and phones, upgrade motor vehicles. Wow. Shasha said assisting parents who have children who need motivation and guidance. Yes, nice. Annette said, while making the videos on period, I thought about monetizing, so I need the help in making that a reality. It seems as if God put that in my spirit, because on a normal day, you really don't get me talking about periods. And it just came to my mind, and I kind of subdued it for a while, but then it just went right out. Anissa said, people who are struggling with public speaking, confidence, and creativity, I have the solution. I love that. Kimon, building purposeful brands strategically for small business owners and passionate, aspiring entrepreneurs. And she gave her Instagram. Alicia, step 5, I'm going to send it to you so you'll know, and I'll probably go back a little. Oh, Renee shared it. Step into your skills. So keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. We are at step 6. So how can you step into people's problems? Like, this is the only time that I'm going to recommend that you jump into people's problems. Whatever problems people are having, they will pay you to solve it for them. And I can tell you, like, no matter how simple it is, people will pay you. When I was making this presentation, I wish I had somebody that I could just say, you know what? Let me pay you, you make it for me while I sleep. Let me pay you and you write an email for me. Let me pay you and you manage my social media, which, by the way, I did. I was managing about 5 Instagram pages, and I'm like, no, this is not healthy. So I actually hired a public relations manager for one of my businesses. And of course, she's a young girl, very vibrant, but guess what? She's passionate about social media. So why not take her on and let her do that kind of thing for me while I pay her, so I can have more time to actually think, and of course, more time to expand these businesses. So no matter what it is, somebody is out there willing to pay you for it. Somebody, when I did a presentation like this one time on a Facebook Live, somebody said they like to cook, if people really going to pay them for that. I'm like, of course, that's why we even go restaurants, because we are paying somebody to cook for us. So not because you're not going to just get up and build a restaurant overnight. You can start small by cooking a little food and selling it to people in and around. Or even if you don't want to cook the food, you can have online classes where you teach people to cook. Like, I would pay big money to somebody to actually not necessarily teach me to cook, because I can cook a little, but to cook some exotic meals. Like, I feel like there's so many things that you can monetize, but we overcomplicate them. We just think that people are not going to pay me to do that, right? Alicia said, I currently pay taxi operators, traffic tickets, apply for birth certificates and marriage certificates, small catering. And these are excellent ideas, because guess what? Who likes to go to the tax office and wait to pay the traffic ticket? Oh my gosh, like that's such a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant idea. I believe that these ideas that you mentioned are brilliant ideas, and I want all of you to go and pursue them. Pursue them, and then we're gonna go to our next step, which is step 7. So the person who never saw step 5, that's step 5. Step 7 is actually to step into your solution. So yes, it's a problem. Now you're going to step into your solution. How can you solve one problem for one person? What product or service are you going to offer? What are your packages going to be like when you offer that? Where are you going to offer it? How are you going to price it? How are you going to promote it? And how are you going to keep people coming? And of course, the easy way to keep people coming is on social media. Like all of you who are here, I was able to get you to sign up through social media. I really never went and told anybody face to face about this session. My friends probably don't even know that I'm keeping this session because I never went and did it face to face. I did all of this on social media, and we were actually get 108 persons to sign up in total. Some persons had other engagements, of course, and not everybody was able to come on this evening, but some persons have already expressed their interest in getting the recording. So it's like that. There were about 50 of you on earlier. So all of you, everybody who came on was actually from 1 or 2 Instagram pages. And of course, some of you reshared it to your social media accounts. And every single person, I can tell you, actually came on from social media. So what if I were to monetize this session for a basic $1,000 package to allow you this $1,000 package, right? I want you to tell me if you would pay for it. And I'm just doing a social experiment to show you something. What if I was offering this to you for $1,000? Would you pay for it? Like, be honest, like, would you pay for it? And I'm just putting that out there to do a quick social experiment or a quick case study to see if it is that we could actually monetize this 1 hour session, just showing you how you can use social media. 1 hour session, and there were 50 of you who came on. So if we were to monetize it and actually charge $1,000 for it, and everybody who is on agrees to pay that $1,000, of course, then in simple calculation, that would have been $50,000 for a 1 hour session. But of course, I didn't monetize it, and I'm offering it to you for free. And as I mentioned earlier, this is actually not a $1,000 session. If I were to really charge you for this, this would be anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000. So we're looking at a base of $50,000 just for your calculations to show you that you can make money from social media. We're looking at a base of $50,000 to a maximum capacity of 50 times the $25,000, because I could easily charge you $25,000 for this, because I would market to the right clients who are willing to pay me even more than $25,000 if I package it correctly, of course. So we're looking at, if we were to charge all of you, 50 persons who are on, $25,000 for this, then that's $1.25 million. Let me spell it out. That's $1,250,000. And we're talking about a 1 hour session on Zoom. And I'm telling you this because I've charged a client $25,000 for a 1 hour training session before. So I'm just using my business model to show you that you can make money doing whatever you are good at, because there are people out there who are willing to pay you for that service, right? So Melissa and Galaxy J6 said, wow, amazing. Person said, yes, they would have paid. They would pay for it. But I didn't charge for this session because I really want to show you how simple. Between $50,000 as a minimum, like $50,000 is the minimum. And I don't charge $1,000 for these sessions. My clients know this, right? So we're looking at $50,000 as a base to 1.25 or $1,250,000 for something as simple as this. And I'm not mentioning the other 50 persons who signed up but didn't get to come. So you can multiply that by 2 and do the math right there. So that's how simple it is for you to actually make money. And that's a 1-hour session. How many of you get $1 million per month? And I'm just talking about one single hour out of your 24 hours. Can you imagine doing something like this for 2 hours per week, 3 hours per week? I am just saying, right? So just putting some things into context. Keep the messages coming in. No, steps. All right. So step 6, step into people's problems. Step 7, step into the solution. And need to be stepping into Instagram. So stepping into Instagram, that's step 8. We're at step 8. We're not at 9 yet. Now, step 8 is stepping into Instagram. I got all of you to sign up for this session from Strategist. And trust me, this wasn't a hard promotion. I probably posted a few things because my birthday was going on and I was more focused on my birthday than actually promoting this session. So this was probably a minimum promotion. Like I didn't promote hard and this was just on Instagram. So what you need to do is to find your ideal client. Find out where on Instagram they're hanging out, under whose account, what problems are they having, what transformation will you give them, speak to their pain points. That's what you need to do to go on Instagram to actually make money on Instagram. Step 4, step into relationships. No, not your typical relationships, but I'm talking about relationships on social media. Like several of you, I've never met you, but we have such a good relationship on social media. Like I probably met less than 5 of you in person who are on here, less than 5 person I probably ever met face to face. So I'm saying that you have to build relationship on social media, build relationships, right? Build relationship with your Instagram followers. You want them to know you. Oh, I'm forgetting Twitter. I'm sorry. I probably posted a few tweets and there are people here from Twitter. So Rohan is from Twitter and probably there are a few more persons from Twitter. You can raise your hand if you're from Twitter. I actually spend the least time on Twitter, although it seems like I'm there a lot. I spend more time on Instagram. So Instagram is my main marketing platform. I just tweet on Twitter because that's fun, right? No, you want them to know you, you want them to like you, and you want them to trust you so that they can buy from you. People buy from people, not from businesses. So you want to develop a relationship with your followers where they will like you, they will feel comfortable with you, and they want to purchase your products and purchase you. That's step 9, step into support. Step 10, I'm very passionate about step 10 because if I didn't have the support, I would have quit as an entrepreneur from I just started my first business. Like it was so frustrating. Like I was trying to do everything alone and nothing was lining up. Nothing was lining up. Like I just kept failing. You have to have a support system as an entrepreneur. And you can't believe that your husband or your children or your mom, they're not the support system that you need. Support you so much and no more. Like my husband is the best person. I love him in the whole wide world. Of course, we're business partners, but there are certain things about entrepreneurship that he just won't get at the same time. So what I need other entrepreneurs who are like me, who understand what's going on and why I need to be on the phone so often. Like those persons who will actually support you. You can achieve so much more with my support. Now, I've helped 200 entrepreneurs since the start of last year. This business started 2021, January 11, my birthday, of course. And I've helped over 200 entrepreneurs because I've started working with some more since January. But at the end of 2021, it was 200 to grow successful businesses. I grew my Instagram page. Sometimes I still don't believe it's a lot because I could have done way more. I got lazy, not lazy, but I got excited, getting married and everything. So there was a time when I abandoned my Instagram, but I grew my Instagram page from 0 to 2,500 community members. That's the business page for this business. Not even my personal page reaches so much. And I've had my personal page for more than probably 5 years, right? So I grew my Instagram page from 0 to 2,500 community members in a year. I've helped my clients to make over $10 million in total. I have 5 clients who made at least $1 million in their businesses single, in terms of they made at least $1 million. And it's not complicated to make $1 million. Like I just showed you how I could make $1 million from this simple session, right? And I have 3 clients who walked fully away from their 9 to 5 because, of course, that was their vision. They wanted to quit their job because they hated it. They felt like they weren't getting enough money and they felt stuck. So 3 clients who walked away from their 9 to 5. And these are clients who I've worked with from the start of the year to the end of the year. I didn't count the clients who I did one-to-one sessions with because I'm not able to consistently track their growth and their income. But these persons are persons who I work with on a monthly basis. So this is what you need to do. If you really want to achieve financial freedom, okay, this scroller won't allow me to do it, but just to summarize for you in the meantime, if you want, you have to step into the vision for your life. Like, what is it that you want to achieve from your life? Like, it can't be what somebody else wants to achieve, but what you said to know that you can achieve financial freedom. You have to know your purpose. You have to know that you have to be clear with your skills. Your vision for your life has to be very also important. You have to be clear. You have to be clear. Why I keep going back? Yes, you have to step into people's problems, jump into people's problems, know the problems that people have and see how you can solve them. You have to step into the solution that you're offering to these people. You have to use up Instagram, like build relationships with persons online. Stop relying on the little people who you know at home. They're not your ideal clients. They're not going to buy from you. They're just going to take your services for free and you're just not going to feel accomplished. So build relationships on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and allow those relationships to give you additional streams of income, which will bring you closer to financial freedom. And do not be afraid to get the support that you need. No, you can have it all. I've opened up enrollment for the Purpose Finder Gold Club. That's my monthly coaching program that's going to teach you how to start your own business for those who want to start, how to skyrocket sales in your business, how to actually earn online, how to get that financial freedom, how to actually create generational wealth and break those generational curses. The good thing about this is that usually this would be for $200 US, but for all the persons who are here, I'm actually going to be giving you at a discounted price of $99. So with $99, you are actually able to access this training. All you need to do is to send me a message on Instagram, just confirm so that I can have you signed up for that session. Like, I really want this year to be the year that you achieve financial freedom. If you're not ready to take this step just yet, of course, you are invited to follow me on the social media platforms. I give free tips there, but I'm not going to be hosting another free session in this platform. The next time we meet in this platform, it's going to be for the Purpose Finder Gold Club membership, which gives you 2 one-to-one sessions per month. It gives you access to a private coaching community. And it also it gives you a checklist on the types of businesses that are in high demand and how you can set up your business to earn $1 billion by September. So we're aiming to earn at least $1 million by September. No questions? I'm going to open up for any questions. Any questions? We're 18 minutes over, but let me know, are there any questions? I am reading in the chat. Oh, if this presentation could be emailed, I think I'm going to put the recording in email, okay? Sandrine said, how do you know when it's the right time to step into support? By getting someone else on your team to help build wealth. It's the right time to actually step into support by getting someone on your team. Are you talking about getting like an assistant or getting a coach? Which one? Because there are two different aspects. So you could actually hire somebody to assist you with all the projects that you're doing, or you could actually hire someone to coach you. Which one are you talking about? And when I say a million, I mean a million in profits. I always mix up net and gross, so we'll just say a million in profit, okay? As I said, imagine me making $1 million even before September. Sis, I'm telling you that it's possible. It is possible. Assistant. So you know how to, so Sandrine said assistant. In terms of when is the right time to hire an assistant? One, you have to look at how your business is performing. Are you delivering based on your vision? Are you delivering I know that you're a product-based business. Are you able to deliver your products on time? Do you feel overwhelmed with all the projects that you are working on in your business? How do you feel? Do you feel as if you would really do well with some help? And is your business performing at a level where you can comfortably pay someone a salary? If it is somebody who you're gonna take on full-time, but it doesn't even have to be full-time. You can hire, I know you're probably based at UWI there, so you can hire somebody to work with you on a part-time basis, an assistant to help you. So I always tell my clients, like, sometimes what's holding you back is that you're afraid to hire a team to build wealth. I saw that very post today, like you're trying to do it alone, and that's what's keeping you stuck. And that has been my story too. Like, I tried doing it alone for so long, and I felt stuck. I felt overwhelmed. There were days when my personal life, could do with a bit more presence from me, but I'm trying to do everything in my business and not realizing that if I outsource, let's say I used to make, I'm going to use your business because I know you print shirts, right? You alone, you can print 5 shirts, right? You print on 5 shirts today, but you feel tired after you print these 5 shirts. What if you could hire somebody else, and instead of making 5 shirts, that's now 10 shirts? So you might be wondering, it's too much money. Like, I can't bother to pay anybody $20,000, $30,000 to come on my team. But no, you don't think about the fact that you're also getting more human resource to actually help you to carry out your tasks, to deliver to your clients. You're able to now get more clients. Whenever I hire, I don't have less money. I get more money when I hire because I'm bringing more persons on my team. So right now, I don't know if she's here, but I just hired somebody who I think is the best public relations manager ever. And what? When I was in this session, she was able to post on my social media for me, right? She was able to post on my social media. She could probably onboard a new client while I was here doing this session. If I were to do it alone, I couldn't be onboarding any new clients over social media while doing this. So when you actually get more persons, you are increasing your resources and increasing your ability to actually get financial freedom. Yeah. Hope that answered your questions. Let's look if there are more questions in the chat. You can definitely unmute and ask me any question. You can tell me how the session was for you. What's the maximum? I love this question. I love this question. What's the maximum you would say persons can charge for an hour tutoring? Sis, you don't want me to tell you that. My clients know that I am the queen of telling persons to raise their prices. Raise their prices. So you don't want to ask me the maximum because there is no cap on how much you can charge for tutoring session. But if you want to be realistic though, and you want some pricing strategies, then that would be based on the value that you're offering. The value that you're offering. What value are you offering to your clients, right? So your price doesn't have to be my price. What value are you offering? So yes, there are some persons who charge $2,000 for a tutoring session, but then there are also persons who charge $5,000 or $10,000. So it depends on the value that you're offering. And I never tell my clients to price based on their customers. You can't do that. You price based on your value. If you realize that your clients are not able to afford this value that you're offering, it means that these are not your ideal clients. So you need to find some other clients to help you, right? So that's what you do where pricing is concerned. So it's based on your value, and then whatever value you're offering, you find clients to match your prices, right? So you don't lower your price to match your clients, you find clients to match your prices. I hope you get that. Like you find clients to match your prices, not the other way around ever. All right. So we can definitely talk more on how you would price your coaching, your tutoring session, Renee. And it says, my word, look at that. I've been missing all because of lack of knowledge and having a coach to help me in the right direction. We need to talk. Shawnette said, and to think I put off an event I planned last year. Why did you put off the event? Sandrine said hiring. I think you need to hire Sandrine. Little Things Matter said she had a bad experience. What happened? Tell us in the chat what happened. Nothing is wrong. Like sometimes relationships end. I lost one of my closest friends from college because I decided to work with her, and I moved on. Like moving on to a next friend, a next employee, you know? So relationships do go sour. It's natural. Think about even our dating relationships. Some of us are not necessarily dating the same person that we dated when we were just dating. And that's just how any relationship is. So that's fine. It happens, but we still date again. Same thing for business, okay? Go ahead. You wanna share? We are trying to wrap up, but you can unmute and go ahead, Shanora.
Okay, good night, guys. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, so since last year, I employed someone for all the reasons that you said we should employ someone, right? I was overwhelmed. I realized I was late in deliveries because I had to do it all by myself. I had to do everything. My business is a personalized based business. So I do gifts and memorabilia. Now this takes a lot. Along with home, personal stuff. You have to plan content, you have to do all of that. So I was becoming overwhelmed, as you say. Decided to take on someone. I thought she was a perfect match because, I knew her. And I was like, okay, she seemed like the perfect person. However, when she came on board, the drive wasn't there. I think when we're employing someone, we should at least see that they have some interest in our business and understand our goal and vision to know where we're going. And if that is not aligned, then I think you will have a serious problem. So she wasn't open-minded to finding out how to do something new. I was paying her I wanted to train her for 3 weeks, right? And I said, $1,000 per day, but once she finished training, I would give her $2,000 per day. So that's $20,000 per fortnight and $40,000 per month. This rate was based off research. I asked around, what others were getting paid and whatever, because I wouldn't have the slightest idea of how to pay someone. However, that seemed to be fair, right? Yes. When we started, she was, for the first week or so, she was open-minded, she wanted to learn. However, my business is not a walkover. There are a lot to be learned, right? She came on, she didn't have the drive. She started to come and work late, not calling me. We have a conversation. I wanted an employee that I could communicate with, right? We could have a good relationship. All of that wasn't in it. The mistake that I did was I did not do a formal interview. And I think I made my personal views and, would you say views? I would say I would let personal stuff get in the way because I knew her. And because of that, it was really hard to fire her. right? Because she just wasn't aligned. If I talked to her about something, it was like, meh, she doesn't care. I tried to teach her something new. She took the longest time to get it. And you know, when you're doing something over and over, you get it more. It was getting way worse. That I have to start timing her. If I wasn't at the office, she wouldn't work. So if I'm there and she took 20 minutes to do it, if I'm not there, she takes 3 hours. And I time her, right? This was frustrating me, stressing me out until about last week. I stopped going to work. So I let her go to the office on her own. She reached late and eat her breakfast and all them things. And it really put me in a hole. I prayed about it for that week and I didn't go to work. We went over a contract on Monday. She didn't improve or try to say like, okay, then I really get serious about this. Wednesday I didn't go to work. Thursday I didn't go to work. Friday I didn't go to work until half day. When I went, a customer called me and told me that their order was messed up and it was her fault. So I had to leave and drive 2 hours away to correct that order. That's my gas money, that's my time and everything. I went there to fire her now, but because I had to leave same time, I didn't get to. And the Saturday, she told me she quit the Saturday. And I didn't even have to have that hard conversation with her.
Wow.
That put her in that position to fire. It's not an easy task, guys. Trust me. When you get your first employee and it's not working out, so the mental space you have to get in to fire someone, it's rough. But she quit, like maybe she feel it or whatever, but she quit the Saturday. And I was so relieved. I wanted to get up and go to work again. I wanted to do all these things, even though it meant I was going back to a one-man team. And I know it was going to be rough, but I felt better. So employing is not something that's going to be easy. Trust me. So that's my experience for Sandrine, especially, which is considering to employ someone. I don't mean to scare you, but it's just the reality. We just have to make the right decisions.
I agree totally. It's a decision that you have to make, but there are several things that you could have improved on that I know that you need to improve on for your next hire. So no matter who it is, there has to be at least a formal meeting or interview so that you can communicate clear expectations. You should also have contracts in terms of contractual agreement so that each person can know what they're doing, what they're getting themselves into. So treat your business formally. It's a formal thing that you're running. And sometimes, although it's hard and your heart is in it, for those who are hiring, you have to think with your business. So whenever I have I'm a very emotional person, I have a problem with that where I don't like to hurt people's feelings. So whenever I need to communicate some hard decisions, I probably have to talk to my husband, and him rough and tough. So he's just gonna tell me as it is and call me out for not acting, and I'm gonna feel bad. So then I have to act. You have to think about your business, what your business means to you, and you have to think about customer satisfaction. So for those persons who are thinking to hire, I am not gonna tell you that it's not a good decision, because I know hiring really puts things into perspective. But just like any relationship, sometimes you'll have challenges, but it just means that you have to assess it as you go, see if you can continue with it or you need to end it. So you have to think about it as a relationship, like a business relationship. Because personally, I've been in relationships where things weren't always nice, and we assess it and we decide, are we going to continue with the relationship or we're going to call it quits. So it's like that for your business, but you're thinking from a business perspective. Of course, you're thinking about their feelings, but you have to think from a business perspective. Are they aligning with your brand and your values? Those are critical components of hiring, right? No, you can't pay her or make less. No. Never ever do that. Like if you realize that you're making less money and you're paying out, it's either you're gonna have to do a pay cut or you do the next best thing. Don't ever do that. But I appreciate you sharing. I love that you were able to share the reality, because this happens too often than not. Like I told you that I lost one of my closest friends through business. I decided to work with her, and there weren't any clear agreements like what are you to do, what am I supposed to do, and things just went sour and we never became friends again. And I'm not the type of person to ever tell you not to work with your friends, because one of the best persons on my team right now is actually a friend of mine. So you have to assess your situation. So of course, when that happened, I wrote it off and said I would never ever hire a friend again. I would never work with a friend. But the person I have right now on my team as my vice principal, she's my friend and she's like my best asset. So it's really like we're people and we're dynamic. Let's just put it like that. So sometimes you'll have a good experience and sometimes you'll just have a bad experience. And that's just how it really is. Okay. Any more questions? So thanks for that question, Sandrine, and thank you for sharing, Chenora. Really appreciate that. I see some hands. Are these new hands? Sandrine, your hand is up. Is it a new hand?
Yes, mine is a new hand.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask another question. Okay, so being like in the customization business, right? So basically, you have to do everything yourself, right? But in trying to, up your business and stuff, if you're gonna outsource something, how do you go about that? Like, is it smart to post and advertise like for example, let's say you want somebody to sew something for you.
Yeah.
Is it smart to post that on your page, outsourcing that? But then how would you keep the professional look of it and actually get somebody to do that for you if you're not going to be advertising it like that? How would you go about it?
So you're wondering if it is okay for you to outsource publicly. So yes, you're going to outsource, but you're not sure if it's something that you should be posting on your page.
Yes,
that's what
correct.
You're asking?
Correct.
Okay. I can relate to this too good, but I think I've learned from this. No, when I just started the school, I needed teachers. And I was also very scared of posting on my page that I'm hiring teachers. Like, I don't want the parents to think that I don't have teachers. Why am I hiring teachers? I'm supposed to have these teachers already for you to send your child to the school. But now that I'm outside of that, I'm in 2 years now, I understand that we're constantly changing. Their business needs are going to be different. So I'm going to tell you that it's okay if you're outsourcing. Like, your clients, they don't really care. Like, they don't care who you're getting it from. They just want to know that they're getting it. For example, when you sent me those 2 nice shirts that you sent me for my birthday, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't care who made them. Like, I don't care if you had asked Nastasia to make them and it was Nastasia who made the shirts and send them to you and then you sell me. All I care about is that I got the shirts on my birthday and they look lovely. So it's okay to outsource whatever you want to outsource. Just use wisdom and see how you feel about it. But I can tell you that your clients, they're not as uptight as we think. At the end of the day, we're just thinking, that's just my personal opinion, by the way. This is not anything in books. It's just my personal opinion and my personal experience. So I can tell you that we really don't care. And I am one of your recent customers, so I can tell you that I don't care if you never made the shirt and it was somebody you ship it from Florida and then I got it. It really doesn't matter. I'm just happy that you were able to provide the service. And I learned that the hard way. I realized that when I was scared to tell persons that I was hiring teachers, my parents didn't care. They just wanted to know that I had somebody to teach their children. And when I shared it, those same parents were able to even suggest persons who they think are a good fit. So in your case, if you post on your page that you're looking somebody to sew, I can as a customer who has also bought from you, I would be happy to recommend to you that, hey, I can recommend XYZ to sew for you. They sew really well and you pay them, because at the end of the day, it's business. It's retailing. That's what you call it, or retailing or outsourcing. So that's pretty okay. Look at Scotiabank. There are the banks or the other persons who outsource. When you call NCB or you call any of these companies, like you really don't care if it's a call center that's answering you. You just care that you're getting your questions answered. So you really don't care that if it's down at what's the name of a call center now? You don't care if it's Conduent that you're getting when you call JPS or Scotiabank. You just know you call Scotiabank and they're answering you. And it really doesn't matter on the end to me. Right? Anybody else has anything that you want to add in that question, that's totally fine. But that's just my personal opinion. All right. Oh, okay, Little Things Matter says, don't reveal a supplier publicly if it's not mutually beneficial. And I can understand that as well, right? So that's a good question. Little Thing says, I outsource, but I always make a go supplier agreement with them. And oh, so you don't reveal it. So that works. But I'm just showing you I was just thinking from a client perspective, like it doesn't really affect me, but I can understand from a business perspective. Now, if you think about it from a business perspective, yes, there might be some conflicts of interest, but if it's for mutual benefit where they share you and you share them, I think that also works. All right. So thank you for sharing that. And you can definitely add more advice in the chat. We're going to take one more question. We're 40 minutes over. So we're going to take one more question and then we will definitely continue the conversation in the Goal Club. Of course, there is going to be an entrepreneurship support group. I think that's going to be our private group where we have all conversations where we can share. So people like Shanora with the wealth of advice, we can have access to her. So that's what I'm going to be building. It's a community support for entrepreneurs, right? Yeah, so Janae said quality is what matters. So we just care about the quality. We really don't care where it's coming from. We just want to know it's good. All right, we have space for more questions. So I think I'd message somebody to tell them we were coming. We'll take, I hope I'm not mispronouncing.
Hi, good night.
Hello, good evening.
Right, so I've been listening, right? And
Yeah.
as with most of what was said, I have been in that position already, right? In terms of hiring and having to let go persons and all of that. The thing that I have an issue with is how to find somebody who is interested in my brand. Because my business is services, electronics installation and electrical sales.
Yes.
And the last two persons I had, yeah, they came on very strong, very saying that they're interested in everything and willing to learn and get their education, how to do the type of job that I do. But the thing about it that I learned is that most of the people who go into my line of business, they are having the mindset that is a get money quick type of thing. Right? And as with most business, mine is also very seasonal.
Yes.
So especially now in the January, going back like to March or so, it's very slow.
Yeah.
You don't really have a lot of people doing electrical type of stuff when it's back to school, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
So my thing is, I want to know what is it that I can actually do to have somebody come into my business and not just be because of a get money quick type of thing. Like they actually know, sorry, then this month and this month is gonna be slow, but I can also do this for the business and help getting people for that and everything instead of just being there and sitting and waiting for me to give them work. Because that is the main problem with my type of business.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. So I must tell you first, like sometimes as business owners, I see I see Shanora posting some powerful gems already in the chat. But as business owners, sometimes what we have to understand and realize is that, yes, you are the business owner, but these persons are not necessarily business owners too, or they're not the owners of your business. So they're employees. So they're coming with a certain perspective. Now, the only reason I apply to a job is to get paid. I mean, of course, there are other things in terms of I'm looking for other things, but my main objective is to get paid. So I'm coming to get paid, right? No, your main reason for actually hiring is to get the help that you need, get the support that you need. So you have to do exactly what Shanora said. You have to conduct interviews where you can communicate clear expectations. So my interviews are not just asking the traditional interview questions. I am giving you my expectations and I'm asking you your expectations for us to understand if we are a clear fit. I tell you what my business is about and you tell me if you are up to that. So we have to understand that they're employees. They probably don't have the vision in terms of the vision that you have. And that is why you have to communicate it constantly and clearly. So you're going to interview so you can promote it. I always use social media again for all my things that I'm hiring. And there's nothing I love more than persons who reach out first. So although I like to promote when I'm interviewing, there's nothing I love more than when persons reach out to me first, because from that, I realize that they have some sort of interest in what I'm doing. So I'm always just positioning myself out there as an entrepreneur, and people reach out to me on a daily basis asking if I have work. Sometimes I don't have work. Sometimes I do have work. So I think that you can get yourself familiar within the space for persons to know what you do, so that genuine persons who really are interested. So yes, they want to be paid, but they really care about what you're doing and learning about your work will reach out to you. Or even when you are hiring, they will reach out to you and you have clear expectations of what it's about, what they should expect. Know that some months are going to be slow, but this is what we're going to be doing in slow months. And you can also support them and be there for them. And I believe that things can work out, not all the while, but most times. So some more advice is in the chat. Find someone whose value aligns with your business. Interview. Experience, that's also a big thing. So see if they've worked in any position like that before, just to see what kind of experience they have, because that helps. And have someone who has a drive. Yeah. So continue posting any advice that you have for We'll Take in the chat. And I think that it can work. It can definitely work. Like, don't be afraid to build a team, guys. Some persons are gonna be good, some persons are gonna be bad. And it's a natural part of life. We just have to don't take ourselves too personally and feel hurt or too hurt when things don't go good. Okay? It's kind of normal. Like, we won't always have good people on our team. We just get rid of them when they get bad. All right, so I'm going to be wrapping up here because we're 47 minutes out. So what I want you to know is that this is not the end of the conversation. I want us to have a community of community support for entrepreneurs this year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put everybody who enrolls in the Purpose Finder Gold Club in a private Facebook group where we can communicate and support each other. So we can help each other with the hiring process. So when Sandrine is ready to hire, she can probably invite two of us to the interview for us to see from an external perspective if they will be a good fit. So we want to have that support system for entrepreneurs. As I was saying earlier, you are going to get it for $99 instead of the $200 that it's usually for. We had it last year and then we stopped in the middle. So we're going to resume this. This is a monthly coaching program for entrepreneurs. I give you one-to-one coaching sessions. We have group coaching sessions. We have Facebook Lives. We have different support groups for persons who are entrepreneurs who want to actually skyrocket their income to achieve that $1 million by September. That's our goal. So I'm going to be working with you on a personal note to help you to start a business, to grow your business, to find your clients. I can't tell you that I'm going to help you with the hiring process, but I'm sure that the community will help you with the hiring process. All right, so thank you so much for coming on. I totally enjoyed myself. And of course, you're free to tell me in the chat, how was the session for you? So that's the last thing that we're gonna do now while my ring light is telling me that it's time. So it's like bending over. So thank you very, very much. How was the session for you? Melissa said it was good, good, good. All right. Anybody want to say how was the session for them? And we just wrap it up right here and call it an evening. How was the session for you? You can unmute your microphones. You can probably take one person and then we say bye-bye. Tony said it was great. Nastasia said fantastic. Mrs. Bonner said great session. Mrs. Haynes said, thank you so much, Mrs. Graham. This was very informal and interesting. Nice. Tamara said it was great. Bright Star, thank you. Janae said, just the nuggets I needed to propel into greatness. Nice. And for those from Twitter who probably are not following me on Instagram, I am at Purpose Finder Strategist on Instagram. That's who I am. Okay, we're growing this community. I honestly just want to grow it to 3,000, but I know that it has the potential to reach 5,000 or probably 10,000 by year end. But 3,000 is the only thing on my mind right now, but we can work to 10,000 by year end. All right. And I am hoping to have at least 50 persons on the inside of the Purpose Finder Gold Club who are working to get $1 million by September. So 50 persons, that's the number that I'm working with. 50 persons, $1 million by September in your business. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks a lot for coming. You can definitely tag me on your stories and I'll definitely repost them. Annette said it was value for money. Now I knew I need to monetize my period business. Wow, I love it. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone. You may log off now. We're finished. I'll send the recording to your emails. Have a good evening, everyone. Oh, there was a hand. Natasha, your hand was up, darling? Or it was from earlier?
It was probably from earlier.
Okay, okay, so everybody is good. Have a good evening, everyone.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Okay,
Same to you.
Thank you. The same to you, Miss.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Phelisa.